Yo, what's going on, everybody? I know I usually don't go live on Fridays, and I usually don't go live at this time, especially. But I had made a poll, trying to see what other times I could come on to help my UK people. Man, I got a lot of subscribers from the UK. They be shouting me out, and they be asking me, "Yo, when you gonna do one at a better time?" Same thing with the guy from Australia, Aaron. He's keep telling me to do it around this time that it works out good for him. So this one's for y'all. So I'm talking about Joyce becoming the IBF mandatory. He's gonna face an IBF eliminator to become the IBF mandatory. Excuse me. And yeah, because Tony Yoka had to pull out. I think he's having some type of managerial problems. It wasn't really clear on the article I wrote. Yo, Sanchez, what up, my brother? Sanchez, what's up? Yeah, man, I'm trying to do this at a new time because I know some of y'all can't make the Wednesday at night. Maybe this works out better for me, or maybe it works out better for y'all. So I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see how I like going live at this time, and if it keep going, then we keep going with it. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Joyce is gonna take Tony Yoka's place in becoming the IBF challenger for Filip Hrgovic to see who's going to become the mandatory for Usyk's IBF title, or I guess it'll be the winner of Joshua and Usyk. I'm excited for that fight. This is for my UK followers, man. Shout out to y'all. Um, but yeah, so also there's hold on one second. I wanted to let me pull this article up for you guys because I know you guys are gonna want to talk about it. Oh, with Khan-Brook. Yo, man, that fight is over with, man. I have no excitement to see this fight. I have no I don't even know what channel like, is it on the zone? I don't even know. Is it on ESPN? I have no idea. I think it's on ESPN Plus. I think that one of them got a Frank Warren deal or something like that. We'll see. But yo, I was at the gym today. I was lifting some heavy shit. Yo, for whatever reason, I kind of tend to skip shoulders, not because I don't like doing shoulders, just because I don't know, like I want to focus more on my chest, focus more on my legs and stuff like that. A lot of people skip leg day. I'm actually the opposite. I like to work out on leg day. So today I did shoulders after having not done it for a while. Man, that hurt. Maybe that's why I don't do it. Man, like, yo, when you're doing shoulders, you feel that, man. This just burns. Like it's like if somebody stuck a lighter on your arm. So my arms are definitely on fire right now from working out shoulders today. This morning, I mean. Um, but yeah, man. What else? So also Ryan Garcia, he's rumored to be in fight Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer, that's a legit fight. That's a legit fight, and a fight that I don't see why Ryan Garcia would be entertaining taking that dangerous of an opponent. And by dangerous, I don't mean like, oh my God, Tevin Farmer is this unworldly talented fighter, which I don't think he's, that. I think he's good, but I don't think he's that. The thing is, it's just with boxers, you never want to put in your young fighter with a boxer like Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer is slick, and at times I felt like Ryan Garcia had trouble with Luke Campbell and shit. So you can't really sleep on that. Can't really sleep on nobody. This is boxing, man. This is boxing. Tevin Farmer is a good fighter and an experienced fighter. You gotta remember, has Ryan Garcia even faced a world champion yet? A former world champion? Forget a world champion. Like, you can't just throw him in after a 1 year layoff with Tevin Farmer, an experienced slick southpaw. I mean, he is smaller though. He is smaller than excuse me, Ryan Garcia. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should have made an announcement like on Twitter that I was going live. Not many people on. But yeah, man, I'm trying to get back to being healthy. Getting back to what I was talking about with the gym, man. I'm trying to get back to being healthy. It's important. Being healthy is important, man. Like that's how you feed your family. If you get sick, if you're not healthy, your chances of not living is longer. So like, you know, I got to clean up my eating though. I really do. I was disciplined for like a real long time. Lost 50 pounds, and then I was like, all right, let me start eating a little bit of more carbs. little bit went to a lot, but I'm still good though. I'm just glad I don't look fat. I just look more like stronger. But what's going on, man? Man, I wish more my UK followers. I thought honestly, because I have a lot of UK subscribers, I thought a lot of them were gonna be on today. Because I went on at the time. I think over there it's like 5 o'clock, for like 5:30. So everybody should be getting home from work. Around that time. I thought we'll have more people. That's why the topics is all British shit. It's like Khan-Brook. Y'all want to talk about that? I know they care about it more than we care about it. But I think like that fight is overcooked, man. Like I'm done with that fight. I don't like. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that fight. It is like it took too long. By the time, like again, I don't even know where this fight is going to be streamed. I'm assuming ESPN Plus because one of them has to be with Frank Warren. I don't even know who promotes either fighter. I really don't. I'm lost with those guys. I don't know anything about those guys. Last time I saw Kell Brook, he was getting stomped out by Terrence Crawford. Like I have no interest in their career. They're never going to be anything more than what they are right now. So I have no interest in that fight. I know a lot of the UK guys, like they still building it up and they still think that it's a good fight. I'm like, nah, this shit meant something when before Kell Brook broke both sides of his face. That's when the fight should have been made. But this is what happens in boxing. Like boxing be stepping on its own fucking neck, man. That's what boxing be doing. Yo, how did that fight never get made, man? Two young, rivalry type like fellows from the same fucking country. Yo, that fight never got made. That's a travesty, man. That's a travesty. Like hold on. Devin Haney last opportunity against Cambosos. Yeah, so you think once he loses to Cambosos, that's it? He's done, never becoming a world champion? I don't know. You know what? You know why I'm still like holding out? Like, all right, maybe Devin Haney could develop into something is because he has expressed that making 135 was a little bit of a problem in his last fight, and then like, and he just looks more like a 140 pounder than he does a lightweight. If you, to be honest, just when I see him in interviews, so I don't discount once he moves up, he has more power because he has more energy. He doesn't have to shrink down to 135. So I'm not sure if it's that or also I don't want to discount the fact that his corner is terrible. It's terrible. Not necessarily in the instructions they give him. It's just that there's not one voice. There's Ben Davison, there's Bill Haney, and then there's Mickey Bay. And there's like three guys who are not trying to step on each other, but also letting Bill know that he's the boss. And it's like, I don't know if Devin is confused or if he don't know who to listen to, or maybe he feels the energy from his dad to be more hyped up and fight more aggressive. But the instructions from Ben Davison is actually to slow it down, and he's getting confused. I don't want to make excuses for him, but I can't discount that when that corner is so crowded. Listen. The most I've seen is two trainers. That works. Like you see, Terrence Crawford, he has two trainers. He has Bomac, and then he has the other like I want to say he's like Guatemalan or something like that. But Terrence Crawford always be like, no, always in all the interviews I've seen, always hugs them. Oh, this guy, he helps me a lot. He teaches me in the gym. He does that, but he doesn't talk in the corner. In the corner, 99% of the time is Bomac talking. every now and then, I forget the guy's name. I wish I don't want to be like the Guatemalan because he's actually a really important part of Team Crawford, that according to Crawford himself. So yeah, he very rarely says anything. So now you got Devin Haney with all these people talking is like, nah. You can have help in the gym, but once it gets to the corner, it has to be one voice giving you instructions. Josh Taylor came over. He's not going anywhere. His biggest fight is with Lopez. I mean, like, I don't know what you mean Josh Taylor came over. No, but I agree that it would be hard for Devin Haney to get a Josh Taylor fight since Bob Arum has Josh Taylor. And to bring Devin Haney to ESPN would cost so much that Bob Arum is not going to be willing to do it. That's honestly, that's one of the biggest hurdles that's happening to Devin Haney. Devin Haney is being paid so much money, and I'm not trying to knock a man for his money, for his hustle. He's figured out great ways to negotiate for himself, but he's negotiated so well for himself that it's costing him fights that are important to his legacy. Now, like, you don't think if he was willing to take less money to fight a Tank or Ryan or Tio, and I'm not advocating this, I'm just saying I'm explaining what's happening. He wants a lot of money. Devin Haney wants a lot of money. So he's like, all right, I can't pay you $5 million. It's like, damn, bro, you're not that popular. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's really disappointing how, like, the business has become way more important than the sport of its, the essence of the sport. It's like, whoa. It's like when you see it at that level, it's crazy. So yeah, that's why he won't get Josh Taylor. He won't get Tio, which I'm disappointed, man. That fight with Tio and Devin, man, they had a lot of good buzz. They had that little like argument at the Mikey Garcia fight. And obviously, Teofimo fucked that up by losing, but I don't think he fucked it up that bad. Like, motherfuckers is talking about Khan-Brook fighting now after they both got knocked out, and a bunch of times is like these one guy taking a decision loss to a guy who put up a great performance in Kambosos, and we'll see who Kambosos is after his whoever he fights in his next fight. He's talking about Lomachenko or Haney. If he beats either one of them, he will have made a big statement. That would be a big statement. If he fought Lomachenko and beat him, the same guy Teofimo beat, and he beat Teofimo, that would be a big statement. Or if he fought Devin Haney for like to clarify who's undisputed and all this shit, undisputed, disputed. If he was to beat Devin Haney and be like, no, now there's nobody in the world that's saying I'm not undisputed, that will be also a big statement. But again, let's see his next fight, because for a lot of people, Kambosos is a bum that just got lucky, and he's gonna get knocked out in his next fight. A lot of people think that, but that's not the way he comes across. That's not the way he talks. That's not the way he acts. That's not, it sounds like he's somebody who's very confident in himself, somebody who's Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner, and somebody who I saw live and had really fast hands. Let's not sleep on Kambosos, man. Let's not sleep on that performance he put up, and that if that was any other fighter in there, it wouldn't have given him trouble. But we'll see. We'll see. If he gets knocked out in the first round by Devin Haney, who's not a puncher, or Lomachenko, then it looks bad. It looks bad on Teofimo. But hey, we'll see. Hold on. Hello, by the way. Joyce TKO's this Hrgovic dude. I agree. But yeah. Oh, so they talk about Joyce becoming the challenger for Hrgovic to find out who's going to be the mandatory for whoever's the IBF heavyweight champion. Because Tony Yoka, he fell out because of some managerial situation, and they're moving down in the rankings, and apparently it's Joyce. And hey, I'm glad for Joyce, because Joyce is at a really advanced age. I think he's like 35. I was surprised. I remember myself. I was surprised online because somebody was like, "Oh, put Joe Joyce in against Tyson Fury," and I was like, "Damn, man, like that guy's still young because he just came out of the which Olympics was it? Was it 2016? So I thought he was young. He's like 35. So I'm glad he's getting the IBF elimination fight. So meaning it would be this fight, and if he beats Hrgovic, which I think already he does, then the next fight after that will be a championship fight. So I was glad with the pick that they got Joe Joyce because again at that age you know that guy deserves a break. Don't make him earn it the hard way. Have to fight all these dudes and Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz. Let's go. This guy's at an advanced age. Was a silver medalist, right? Silver or gold? I think it was silver. Silver medalist. Beat Daniel Dubois, a guy I was super high on. I was super high on Daniel Dubois, and he beat him, stopped him, made him quit. Yeah. Kambosos beat the man who beat the man. He is on this undisputed. Yeah, I think he's undisputed too. I think that, but I'm not like I'm tired of arguing that the undisputed disputed situation because I'm not going to change their mind. They're not going to change my mind. So it's like I'm already done with that topic. I'm like, whatever. You think what you think. I'm going to think what I think. But yeah, I think Kambosos is undisputed, man. Like he's the lineal champion. That's important, man. When you talk about lineal, that's the history of the belt. You could go back, to all the way back to Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran, and Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather. These guys were lineal at lightweight. Julio Cesar Chavez. That's the same belt that Kambosos is holding right now. And then you add on top all the other belts he got. That nigga's undisputed. I don't need no fucking WBC belt to prove it. He's undisputed. That's it. That's my opinion. And when people argue to me, oh, but the WBC belt and this, I'm like, okay, that's you. That's you. You listen to whoever you want to listen to, and I listen to whoever I want to listen to. That's why I stopped arguing it, because some people think it's like, oh, you just trying to play Devin Haney because they know I don't think he's special. But I'm like, nah, I don't. It's not that. This guy's the lineal championship. Like, I'm kind of like a history buff when it comes to this boxing shit. So I think about it historically. I'm like, damn, that's the same belt, Chavez and Mayweather and De La Hoya and Henry Armstrong and Roberto Duran held. When you held the lineal, that's the same belt they had. And there was only one of those at that time. And there's only one now. So there's no reason to not look at that and be like, all right, this motherfucker's the champion. That's what Tyson Fury's doing in the heavyweight division. He's like, yo, listen, I'll fucking drop this WBC belt if Dillian White wants to price himself out. I'm the lineal champion. That's the same belt Joe Louis held, and Ali and Foreman and Joe. Did Joe Frazier ever hold it? I don't know. I don't know if Joe Frazier was ever lineal. Oh yeah, he beat Muhammad Ali, so he was the lineal too. Sonny Liston, that's the type of lineage you get when you are a lineal champion. I don't think you guys understand that. And that's why, to me, Manny Pacquiao has a great argument for being the greatest fighter of all time. I believe he's a 5-division world lineal champion. Yo, that's unheard of. 5-division lineal championships. That's like winning, like essentially winning 5 World Series, winning 5 Super Bowls. That's how great Manny Pacquiao was. Like, for real, man. Like, I don't know, man. I let's start focusing more on the lineal. How about that? That's what this channel is gonna be about. Undisputed is cool. Undisputed is definitely cool, and that Undisputed is like the cherry on top. Like, it's kind of like, oh yeah, and if there was any even fucking doubt of these little sanctioning bodies, I could do that too. But the lineal is what matters. From now on, that's what this fucking channel is gonna be about. It's gonna be, who the fuck is the lineal? Fuck this, that. No, we going lineal. That's what this channel is gonna be about, man. Hold on. Undisputed means there's no dispute. The fact people can say Haney is the WBC champion, that means he's not undisputed, even if we think he is. No, I get it. And I understand that argument. I really do. I'm not like somebody like sticking my nose up and like ignoring that argument. No, I understand that argument. I just don't agree with it. I'm more like, yo, fucking Mauricio Suleiman is saying, yo, this guy is the greatest franchise's help for the most special fighter, and that's my champion. Look at him as he's really undisputed. And then you want me to then look at the WBC champion in Haney as the other champion who's preventing this champion from becoming undisputed when he holds the lineal. Like, you get what I'm saying? It just becomes a whole mess. And like the way I organize it in my head, I'm like, you know what? Whoever's the fucking lineal champion is the man. That's it. Tyson Fury is lineal. Artur Beterbiev, lineal. Josh Taylor, lineal. Canelo, lineal. Kambosos, lineal. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to start going by, man. We're going to go by lineal on this channel. Lineal goes all the way back from Mayweather, Duran to Plumbers back in the 40s, 30s, and 20s. Absolutely, David Benjamin. Absolutely. It's hard for all United States fighters. They have gained popularity before being a boxer. If I'm wrong, please tell me how. Andre Ward was greatest, but what? The thing is, I don't know. And I wish I got to try to interview Andre Ward, man. I got to try to interview Andre Ward because I felt like he could have been a little bit more vocal throughout his career. He always said little like things with a little undertone in the sense like, yeah, you know, like black fighters are treated different, but I'd rather not say nothing about it. In a time like right now, I think it's important for him to speak out on what he meant by that. Because there was a lot of promoting of Lomachenko and Triple G, like heavy promoting. And it was like, why wasn't all these heavy promotion going for Crawford or going for, you know, these guys who you guys are saying like, oh, black fighters don't sell, but why wasn't it, you know, going towards these black fighters? I don't know. That's an interesting situation. I mean, I do think they put him in position with the Super 6 fight, Super 6 series. He won it, but it just, you know, his style wasn't that entertaining. So I think that hindered him a little bit. So, like, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not really getting knockouts or dropping people, it's hard for you to really sell pay-per-views. You know, I know Mayweather did it, but I never considered Mayweather boring. Mayweather had skills, man. Like, to me, that was just, you was watching magic. You was watching art, man. It was like, boom. Like, it was almost like he had a select move to whatever you did. He'd be like, all right, if you throw the jab, I'm going to counter it with a pull counter. All right, if you throw the right hand, I'm going to roll it and then throw my other right hand and then maybe even follow it up with a left hook. Then I'm going to lead with a jab. It was just like, he was amazing to watch. So I never found him boring. So I understood why he was the most, you know, viewed fighter. That dude was fucking talented. On top of the fact, yeah, he does all this dumb shit, like, you know, money on the phone and, you know, arguing with his dad on national television. But man, whatever you want to say about him outside the ring, say whatever you want. But in the ring, that dude was special, man. And I don't see, I think Andre Ward was good, but I don't think he was that. It would be like a lot of this holding. He would be like, you know, making a rough and tough inside fight. He kind of like reminds me a little bit of a more defensively responsible Sean Porter. Like, that's kind of like how he fought. And it's kind of like, not too exciting for some people. Although, you know, the Kovalev fight, both of them were entertaining. So you can't really say that. But, you know, the Froch fight, it was a good fight for him. It was a boxing lesson, but it wasn't necessarily entertaining. Where it's like, wow, he won the Super 6 series in such an amazing fashion. You know what I'm saying? Black fighters sell because Anthony Joshua actually more popular than Canelo with 2 losses. What is Joshua for the United States? What if Anthony Joshua fought for the United States? David Haye was a big name. Frank Bruno was big. Oh, I guess I meant Black Americans. My bad. All those guys you mentioned it. Anthony Joshua, Frank Bruno, and David Haye. All those guys from the UK. The UK, they also got even Daniel Dubois now is somewhat of a name. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Yeah, no, they support their. I'm talking about here, Americans. That like that's a stigma. That I mean, that's a stigma that like Top Rank has kind of put out there. Because they don't know how to promote them, and that's a kind of like a lazy way of saying they don't know how to promote black fighters. But I'm saying that that's the stigma that some people want to write these narratives when they ignore Mayweather's black, Tank is black, and they both sell. You know what I'm saying? There's a few like even the Charlo brothers to some degree are a draw. It's a stupid, lazy narrative that black fighters don't sell. Crawford sells tickets. He may not sell a lot of pay-per-views, but he sells tickets. He sells out. And I think people are a bit unfair to black fighters, and it's kind of like ignorant motherfuckers on the internet. You know, just ignore that, man. Low blows, headbutts, cheating, etc. I guess you talk about Andre Ward. Andre Ward was a little bit dirty, but I never felt like he was a filthy fighter. Like Andre Ward was just a disgusting fighter. I hate Andre Ward. He, you know, like I'm trying to think of who was a dirty fighter who I really disliked. I'm trying to think. I don't know. There was one Mexican fighter that fought Celestino Caballero. I think it was on Showtime earlier in Celestino Caballero's career. And man, that dude was a filthy fighter. I don't think I ever saw him again. I don't think they ever. Oh, you know what? The dirtiest fighter, Agapito Sanchez, a Dominican. Yo, he had a draw with Manny Pacquiao. A lot of people don't know that. Agapito Sanchez had a draw with Manny Pacquiao. Is a Dominican fighter. He was a good fighter, and throughout the fight, he kept headbutting and low blowing Pacquiao, and the fight ended up getting stopped like in the 7th or 6th rounds. No, like in the 8th or 9th round, I don't know, somewhere around there, and the fight ended up being a draw. So he got points taken away. He would have won the fight had, put it like this, had he not the points not been taken. That's how crazy that situation was. So that I think he was a real dirty fighter. Jarrell the steroid Miller, maybe. What was Anthony Joshua calling Jarrell Miller? Wasn't he calling him the pharmacy or something like that? Like he takes everything from the pharmacy. Yo, I was like, I find Anthony Joshua a bit corny, but I was like, yo, that was a good one. Like he said something like, all this motherfucker do is just go to the pharmacy and he just take everything that's there. Cause yo, he tested positive for like 3 steroids, man. And he's tested positive before in the past in kickboxing. Like, yo, this dude was addicted or something. How the hell you got a $8 million fight lined up and you fucking fucked that up? And there was a rematch clause. So had, let's say he pulled off what Andy Ruiz pulled off, he would have got a second bag. Had he just went in clean, bro. Yo, you already got the fight. Why you got to take steroids? That was some dumb shit, man. That was some dumb shit. Terrence Crawford is an exciting fighter. I'm not mad that he didn't play into negative antics, stereotypes to gain mainstream exposure. Yeah, I agree. He's always maintained. He's like, I'm gonna be myself. I remember there was a conversation with him and Andre Ward in an interview I saw on ESPN. He was saying to be your own people coming up to you, saying, yo, talk that shit. And he's like, yo, that's just not me, man. Like, I'm not that type of person. And I really respect that about him. He's like, he's not going to be peer pressured into being this super trash talker. And he's a good trash talker. He just has to be poked into it. He's just not a fake dude. And I respect that about him. He's a real guy. If he really has a problem with you, he's going to let it know and let it be known. And he's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Now, if he doesn't have a problem with you, he'll be respectful in the press conference. Like, look at him and Sean Porter. Him and Sean Porter, they were super respectful. He never, called them a bum. He never trash talked him. They shook hands even at the press conference. And it was an exciting fight. Now, Jose Benavidez was a bit disrespectful. And guess what? He was trash talking. He had some good lines. I remember Jose Benavidez he wasn't fighting him. He was fighting somebody else. He came up to Crawford, like trying to press him up. And Crawford was like, yo, my man, if I was you, focus on your fight before you don't make it to your fight. And yo, that dude looked scared. Like Benavidez, you could kind of see Benavidez just deflate. And he just kept saying it. He was like, Focus on your fight before you don't make it to your fight. And then throughout the presses, he gave good lines. He trash talk. So like Terrence Crawford could trash talk. He's just a real dude. He's not gonna trash talk you if he doesn't dislike you. If you're respectful, and like Victor Polstol wasn't a trash talker. Who else wasn't a trash talker? None of these guys he fought. He fought a lot of like Ricky Burns. You can picture Ricky Burns talking shit to Crawford. Like, that's kind of what it is. You need a dance partner. Not everybody's Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali make poems and shit about you, give you a nickname, pop up at your training camps, have a blowhorn, talk about how you ducking them. Like, Muhammad Ali was on another level. You can't compare everybody to him, but you got to do something that, at the end of the day, everybody has to get creative on how they get themselves out there, man. You gotta get creative on how you promote yourself in this day and age, especially now with phones. And look, I'm live streaming from New York, and I did this for my people out in the UK, but it looks like all my US dudes are here. So, but point is, yeah, like I'm streaming from here. These boxers need to get creative. If I was a boxer, I'll be a YouTuber. That's it. Or you don't even do what I do. You know how I edit? I fucking put out videos and predictions. Just stream once a week. Answer questions about your career. You don't think you could gain fans that way? People need to get creative on how they promote themselves. Until Crawford fights a legit talent, I don't care for his fights, honestly. Come on, man. That's unfair, bro. Come on, man. You don't think his last fight against Sean Porter wasn't a good fight? Yeah, like the Postol fight at the time felt like a big fight for him. Ricky Burns traveling to Scotland was a big fight. Gamboa, a gold medalist, a champion himself. That was a big fight. Now, does he have huge legacy building fights? No, he doesn't have none of those. Because not even the Sean Porter fight is. But to say, like, until he fights a legit talent, bro, he's faced, good fighters. He was undisputed at 140. Again, lineal champion. Who else was lineal at 140? Aaron Pryor. Like, let's not forget, that's the belt. That's the belt Crawford held at 140. So, let's give Crawford his respect, man. Crawford's a great champion, and hopefully he gets the Errol Spence fight, and there he'll be able to prove if he was the best welterweight in his era or he wasn't. And then after that fight, it's already made clear he could fight Keith Thurman, who's still in his era, and then coming up, you got Virgil Ortiz, he could also prove himself against him. And of course, Boots Ennis, another guy who switches southpaw, switches orthodox, who's a power puncher. You can move up, fight Jermell. There's a lot of fights lined up for Crawford. Crawford still has 3, 4, 5 more years in his body, like I feel, if he wanted to. So there's some fights out there. There's some fights out there for him. Hank Lundy trash talk him to go back and see what happened to Hank Lundy. Laugh out loud. I'm talking about Terrence Crawford. Nah, I remember that one. I remember that one. And when Crawford beat the shit out of him, when he got the stoppage, he was standing over him. The referee was like, hey, no, that's it. But then, like, I think Crawford then realized, all right, the fight's over. Let me not be disrespectful, because he's a good guy. He just went. He was like, yo, you good? Like, yeah, all right. I know it's just boxing. We just talking shit. And he was very respectful after that. But he let that dog be shown. He just stood over him like, yeah, motherfucker, I knocked you out. All that shit talking you was doing. Man, I love me some Terrence Crawford, man. The thing is, I like seeing fighters get angry in the ring. That's why I'm not necessarily big on David Benavidez's talent. Like, I really don't see anything special as far as how he moves and how he goes to the body. He reminds me of Chavez. Like, he does none of that. What I like about him is how angry he gets and how he shows me he got dog in him and he wants to go and fight and brawl. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I'm such a big fan of David Benavidez. But I don't like his skills at all. And I think, honestly, a guy like Caleb Plant could beat David Benavidez, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like David Benavidez the reason I've said in the past that David Benavidez gives Canelo a good fight is because I think Canelo at times would want to prove, like, hold on, I'm still the alpha in this fucking ring. Let's fight. Let's duke it out. Because Canelo's willing to trade. We saw that in the Triple G fight. We saw that in somewhat in the Kovalev fight. Not really. I guess that's a bad example. But we did see that in the Triple G fights. And who's to say he won't do that against this guy? Benavidez. I don't know. I like angry fighters, and I see that in Crawford, man. When Crawford knocks somebody out, he gets mad. And he just, man, the one with John Molina when he just battered him on the ropes, or what other one? Oh man, the Benavidez one, the Jose Benavidez one, where it was kind of like a close fight, and then he knocked him out in the 12th. Man, how clutch is that? Like, that was a great performance by him. Like, I don't know. I'm just a big Terence Crawford fan. I really am. Yeah. Yeah, he fought Posto first time on pay-per-view and ran the whole. Yeah, it was crazy. He ran the whole fight on pay-per-view. And then in the last round, just started brawling with him. And it was like a fantastic round. It was weird. It's like, why would Terence Crawford just decide, like, fuck it, I want to brawl the last round? And he got the better of Posto in that last round. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, like, you can't get mad at him for that Posto situation because he's only given you knockouts since then. Like, he's knocked out 10 fighters in a row. So, like, if you were mad he didn't knock out Posto, all right, forgive him. He gave you 10 knockouts in a row. Like, just, 10? Did Manny Pacquiao ever do that? I don't know. Maybe he did, but 10 knockouts in a row, that's something special, man. That dude could crack, man. That dude could crack. And again, when he gets angry, I think he just puts a little extra punch in it. It's like, I don't know. I love how angry he got. How angry he gets. Crawford wonders why he ain't a draw, but when he first went on pay-per-view, he ran. I mean, damn, bro. Like, that was only one time he did that. That would be unfair of the fans. If the fans really based his pay-per-view value as because he ran that one time, that would be totally unfair because he's only provided knockouts since then. Like, what do you know Crawford for? You know him for stopping motherfuckers. Whether you know him for stopping dudes who are trash, like, that's your opinion, whatever. Cav Velasquez was a bum, and that's your opinion. Okay, that's cool. But he's stopping them. He's taking care. Whoever you call a bum, all right, they ain't competing. He got Benavidez the fuck up out of there. He got Lundy and Molina and Dongo. He got all of them the fuck out of there. Even Sean Porter, the guy who went life and death with Errol Spence, that had it not been for that knockdown, many people feel Sean Porter won. Get what I'm saying? Like, Terence Crawford needs his credit, man. I'm not gonna allow people to discredit him, man. After he was lineal champion at 135, lineal champion at 140, and now he has a belt at 147 and has been calling for Errol Spence the whole time he's been up in this weight. Y'all being fucking fucked up, man. Y'all not being fair. Y'all not being fair. Terence Crawford is the best American fighter, whether you like him or not. Please stop guys that never stopped before. That's pretty scary. What? Oh, he stopped guys that's never been stopped before. Yeah. You missing my point. His first pay-per-view sold 40,000, and he ran those 40,000. Ain't gonna want to watch some dude run again. If he KO'd Posto, those 40,000 would go crazy and tell others to buy his fights. Bro, if you bought a Terence Crawford Victor Posto pay-per-view, you were fucking hardcore, bro. Like, you're not some guy who just randomly bought this pay-per-view at night and may become a fan because he's never watched boxing before. Like, you watching that pay-per-view because you a big boxing fan. For you to know about that fight, you have to know about boxing. You get what I'm saying? And even if you want to say like, damn, he got fucked up, he fucked up those fans. Yo, he's been fighting on ESPN for free for like his last 4 or 5 fights, drawing 2-3 million. You get what I'm saying? And he's been selling out in the Garden, selling out in Nebraska, selling out in Vegas. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that situation, man. I really don't. I really don't. Victor Postol and Terrence Crawford did 60,000, not 40,000, but regardless, it's not impressive. That being said, Crawford is clearly the best American fighter. Shit. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that because although I did think Spence beat him after the car crash, I've kind of like lost interest in him. That's the wrong word. Forgive me. That's not what I meant. I lost like I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's that top dog anymore. After that car accident, man, hearing him describe how bad the car accident was, how he lost teeth, how he had a concussion, and and then later on he had surgery on his eye. He looked weight drained last time I seen him in the fight with Manny Pacquiao. I don't know where I find him, but yeah, I will have to say Terrence Crawford is clearly the best American fighter right now. I believe that for a fact. Okay, but out of those 40,000, how many stayed and bought his pay-per-view again? First of all, it's 60,000. It was corrected by my man Vivi, and I trust Vivi. Vivi is my friend from Twitter. He's a very educated boxing fan, so I'll go by what he says. And but yeah, what I'm saying is, if you were one of the 60,000 that bought the pay-per-view, you are hardcore. You're gonna buy his next fight, and he's proven to me that he's gonna give you bang for your buck, man. Like, I've never watched a Terrence Crawford fight, with the exception of Victor Postol fight, where I was like, damn, I wasted my time or I wasted my money in watching a Terrence Crawford fight. He's an exciting fighter. He gets knockout, and he was on free ESPN, a channel that everybody has. It was very accessible to everybody. I don't understand why he's not a draw. To me, he should be selling out fucking, he should be selling 400,000-500,000 pay-per-views. I think part of it is Bob Arum doesn't know how to promote black fighters. And, like Terrence Crawford, I remember he was on Max on Boxing. He was like cursing, acting mad unprofessional. I was like, damn, bro, like, this is a situation where they trying to get you to get your name out there. And you at one point, Max Kellerman was like, hey, this isn't HBO, where you can curse, but this is now ESPN. He was like, oh, okay, my bad. I'm like, damn, man, like, I don't know. So I do think he has some to blame, but a lot of it falls on the promoter. When a fighter is not as popular as people think he should be, that falls on the promoter. Jake Paul, a pay-per-view draw. So is Jerry Springer. It's not about boxing in America being a pay-per-view draw. It's about popularity, so don't get caught up in that. That's a good point. Like, I don't care about nationality or ethnic. I care about who's the best, and that's that American or not. I get it. Terrence Crawford and Anthony Joshua are the only two fighters recently to sell out Madison Square Garden. You see? And people say he's not a draw. All right, maybe he's not a pay-per-view draw, but he sells tickets. Let's get that shit fucking corrected. He sells the MSG out, Las Vegas out, Nebraska out. He sells tickets. He's a ticket seller. So there's always going to be a roar when he knocks a motherfucker out. And I'm glad he had those moments in Madison Square Garden, man. Because at least when the history books are done, whether he gets the Errol Spence fight or not, his legacy in the Garden would always be that he was knocking motherfuckers out, man. When he did it to Hank Lundy, he did it to a lot of these fights were in the MSG. A lot of these fights. So shout out to Terrence Crawford for at least having that in his legacy. He's definitely a MSG legend, and they should have like a poster of him. That would be a dope promotion for him if MSG was to honor him and put him a poster. Because again, the business he brought to your establishment was good. and he was entertaining, and he created some of these legendary moments in his career in your facility. Y'all should put up a poster of him. Same way y'all got posters of fucking Ali and all these big fighters that you guys got. Put a poster of fucking Terrence Crawford, man. Some people just don't sell pay-per-views. He still draws money, does amazing gates and TV ratings. He debuted the ESPN Plus app for a reason. He sells out Madison Square Garden and he sells out all these different venues. Absolutely. That's kind of what I was just saying. If Crawford fought Spence, Virgil, or Boots, I'll purchase. I'll purchase. Yeah, I agree. But yo, David Benjamin, you being mad unfair. You act like Crawford has been on pay-per-view every single fight. Most of his fights are on free ESPN in the past. His last fight was a pay-per-view, but it was against Porter. I don't think you were mad when you bought that pay-per-view. Why are you being so hard on him? He's been that fight against Brook was for free. I believe the fight with Jose Benavidez was for free. What other fight he had on for free? And Dongo for the Undisputed was for free. I don't understand why you keep bringing that up. I don't know. At the end of the day, you got to look deeper into who is promoting the product because Crawford is holding up his end. Absolutely. Yo, if I had a fighter that told me because I aspire to be a boxing manager one day. I want to run a fighter's career because I feel like sometimes people don't know how to navigate these waters. And I kind of could see it from like a journalistic point of view. So I kind of want to be a boxing manager. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So sorry, I got distracted. My girl's pregnant. Any text message I get, I have to look and make sure everything is okay. But yeah, if I was a boxing manager and the fighter told me he's gonna get 10 knockouts in a row, guaranteed, I would be excited and I will find a way to make sure he's promoted. I would make sure that people know who the fuck this dude is, man. If this dude is knocking people out, and in the Brook way, it was just like nasty. Like I never seen somebody look so like out of place after a jab. Like he kind of like it was a jab that drove him across the ring, and he landed on the ropes that held him up, and that's how he got a technical knockdown. Like Terrence Crawford is providing a lot of entertainment for free on Top Rank. He was doing that. Yo, David Benjamin, they want to know who's your favorite fighter. I've said a few times outside of Anthony Joshua, I generally don't think there is an easier fighter in the sport to promote than Terrence Crawford. Bob and Top Rank have been massive letdown. Yo, bro, Vivi, they didn't know how to promote fucking Floyd Mayweather, the greatest, the guy who made the most money in all of boxing, a guy who went 50-0. They let that guy go. They let that guy buy his contract out. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, top rank be on, they good promoters, but they also be on some bullshit. They also don't be seeing what the fighter needs. Mayweather was saying how he kept wanting to be promoted to the hip hop crowd. That's what he was telling Bob Arum. Bob Arum wasn't listening. And he says that's his greatest regret. Not listening to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather started fucking with 50, was always had Ghostface Killer one time go to the his training camp, opened up a record label, was taking pictures with Trey Songz, did Dancing with the Stars, all shit Top Rank could have been a part of, but they didn't want to listen. So I don't know what Terrence Crawford is saying to them as far as how he wants to be promoted, but even if he's not saying anything, it's your job to figure out how to promote Terrence Crawford. That's your job. You're a promoter. Now, if the guy's giving you shitty fights, he's, snooze fest every time, ring it down every time he fight, then I guess I can understand. But if he's knocking motherfuckers out, yo, hold up your end of the bargain. Was Undisputed at 140? Bro, yo, that should get me tight, man. That should get me tight. I'll just say my three favorite fighters: Chocolatico, Rigo, and Wilder. Man, that's a three totally different fighters. Rigo, very defensive, may I say. Chocolatico is like a buzzsaw, like, you know, very active fighter. And Wilder is kind of like somebody who just looks for the knockout. So you got three totally different fighters as your favorite fighters. Joel, Crawford stole my money in that post-over fight. I won't forgive him. I get it, man. I'm not even gonna be making fun of you, bro. Like, if $75 is a lot to you and you feel stiff, I can't knock it. But to be fair, I feel like he's more than made up for it, having all those fights on free ESPN, and providing value as far as knockouts. So I think he's provided his sorry by making you get up your seat a couple times. I like Crawford's the type of fighter, if you've seen him fight, you've gotten off your feet a couple times. You like, oh shit, damn. How he do that? Oh man, he made that adjustment, especially if you were somebody who's watching Boxing IQ. You see the little adjustments. Oh man. Oh man. Like Terrence Crawford, man. He's more than made up for wasting your $75. And I know you probably like a hardworking dude. You probably like a blue collar guy. So I know $75, $80 is a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he's made up for it. Yo, Joel, you're from the Heights. It's not so much race, but consumer demographic. Latin boxing fans like to purchase pay-per-views on Mexican holidays. Ya tu sabes. Nah, I'm not from the Heights. I'm from Brooklyn. But yeah. I don't know what you mean. Latin boxing fans like to purchase pay-per-views on Mexican holidays. No, that's just when the best fights. That's when Mayweather used to fight, was always on the Mexican holidays. So we used to watch that. Then Canelo started doing that. We used to watch that. Chavez, Jr., when he was a legit contender, we would watch him. Him and Sergio Martinez, I believe, was on the Mexican Independence Day. So yeah, it's just not matter of holiday or race. If you're a boxing fan, you're gonna watch the best fights, and if the best fights are on Mexican holidays, so be it. Thank you, Sanchez. I appreciate you. Come on, man. The main thing that surrounds Crawford is him complaining about nobody caring for his fight. Yeah, it does seem like he does. It does seem like he's mad at the fans. I feel like a lot of times when he's speaking to the media, seems like he's mad at the fans, and the fans don't like that. Like, especially if like you somewhat on the fence on him, which I'm not. I'm not on the fence. I think Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. But if you somewhat on the fence and the motherfucker saying like fans don't believe in me, they don't think that, blah blah, they got me less than number one pound for pound. Like some fans don't like that shit. $75 ain't nothing, but getting robbed of $75 hits the pride button. No, I get it. I get it, man. You know, $75. Somebody steals something from you is a violation. If you feel violated, I can't. All I can say is the man's provided free knockouts for a minute. Respect that at least. My bad. I thought Broadway meant Uptown. Nah, yo, it's funny, right? So when I first started this channel, it actually wasn't a boxing channel. It was I had an idea. It was a wild idea. I was gonna go on 155th and Broadway in Harlem and work my way down on each corner and ask a different question. So I started off on 155th in Broadway. I did an interview there, and I was asking people. I forgot. Would you rather be cheated on? No. Who do you love more, the girl you lie to or the girl you tell the truth to? So that's a question I asked in that corner. And then I went on the next corner and I kept asking different questions on each corner. I did that for a little bit, but I got kind of tired of it. And I'm just not as that personable as I used to be. I don't know. I'm kind of like a little bit off. Like, so I had to like stop people and like, hey, hey, can you might want to give me an interview. It's kind of like, man, uncomfortable. I hate the cold. Sometimes I would go uptown in the freezing cold. I'd be like, fuck. I just kind of stopped. But yeah, that's what this channel used to be. This channel used to be me interviewing people in the streets in Harlem. Yeah, now I met some cool people though. I met some cool people. I still keep in contact with some of the people on Instagram. It's but yeah, that's where Broadway came from. I was interviewing people on Broadway. So Broadway Joe. Also, I'm a Jets fan. So Broadway Joe was a legendary quarterback from the 60s. The reason why Floyd Mayweather wants to be promoted by the hip hop crowd is because the American people are searching for nationality. They don't have that. Two promoters only know how to sell other end. I mean, yo, by the way, what's up with this devil picture you got, yo, bro? I'm a Christian, man. Are you the devil real American fan? Yo, change that picture, man. Put a fucking a saint there or some shit. I'm a Christian, bro. Jets stink, Pats all day. I'm not gonna argue that the Jets don't stink, but if I was a Patriots fan, I'll be very quiet right now. I will be very, very quiet. You got sunned by fucking the Buffalo Bills. Yo, that was a fucking beating they gave y'all. They hit you with everything they fucking got. They fucking beat the fuck out of the Patriots. So I don't know why you decided to bring up the Jets. Yeah, we rebuilding. That's what we doing. We had 2 first-round picks last year. We had a rookie quarterback, and we got 2 first-round picks this year. Like, we rebuilding. What's y'all excuse for getting smacked in the first round in the playoffs? What's y'all excuse? What's y'all excuse, man? Yo, hold on. I think I ain't even put the link in the chat. That's how disrespectful I'm being today. Hold on. Let me do that for y'all. But yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see how then did I put it in the chat? Oh no, I ain't press send. Hold on. Yo, if you guys want to call in, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put it to the top of the chat. I think I sent it. Yeah, there we go. If you guys want to call in, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Bills got a cute little win. It's about time. It's almost half a century since them boys lost 4 straight Super Bowls. Damn. That was a crazy. Yo, I can only imagine living through that. Losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. But yeah, nah, man. Give them fucking credit, man. Give them Bills some credit. Yo, Josh Allen made some throws in that game that it was just jaw dropping. Like, I was like, oh, like he might be the best quarterback in the league. I felt like that's the feeling he gave me that day with the running and then those throws he was making. He did a fantastic performance. Yo, Joel, are you big on Edgar Berlanga or Xander Zayas? Also, who do you think is going to be the next major fighter from New York Northeast? Edgar Berlanga, yo, I feel like he was overrated at first, and I think people are underrating. Yo, people trying to make it seem like, yo, like, oh, that dude is done. He's trash. He's this. Yo, he had one bad fight, man. He got dropped. Like, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Canelo got hurt by Miguel Cotto's, old brother. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be Canelo, but what I'm saying is he's entitled to one bad fight. And I'm glad he's fighting Steve Rose. Because Steve Rose ain't no hoe. Steve Rose ain't a pushover. If he beats Steve Rose, okay, he's a contender already. In my opinion, because Steve Rose is not a bum. So with Edgar Berlanga, the only thing is I like what I've seen in his power. I just don't trust his chin. He got dropped. And then I seen him get dropped in the amateurs. And then I seen him get dropped in sparring against Erickson Lubin. So with Edgar Berlanga, he's with the right trainer and Andre Rozier. He's a great trainer. He's somebody who coaches more to be offensive. And with that kind of power that Edgar Berlanga has, I can see it. But I don't know about that chin. That's the only thing about Edgar Berlanga that I'm like, I don't know if he can take it. I know he can give it for sure. I know that power is legit, but I don't know if he can take it. As far as Xander Zayas, I saw him live at the Lomachenko fight. Man, that kid is good, man. That kid is good. He is so fast. I remember watching him fight, right? And then the next fight after that was Nico Ali Walsh. It was like such a fucking like Downgrade. Yo, man, like it was like chum, 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 chum. It was just like he was jetting through the ring. And you remember, I saw a Lomachenko fight afterwards, and he's no Lomachenko, don't get me wrong. But point is, it didn't seem like that drastic of a difference in speed. Like Xander Zayas was just super fast. I'm really high on Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas was very close to being my prospect of the year. My prospect of the year ended up being Jared Anderson, but Xander Zayas was a close second. I almost wanted to put him there, but I'm excited to see him what he does in the future. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a good fighter, and he's shown he's a power puncher, and he's fighting at 154, so he's a big dude. I like that. I like that. Oh yeah, look, I just answered your question. Yeah, he fights at 54. He fights at 54. Edgar Berlanga gonna shock some dudes. He will end up fighting for a belt, but he'll get TKO'd. Nah, I mean, again, listen, maybe I caught him on bad days and where he got caught, and got dropped, or he has this defensive flaw that in the future he's gonna correct and not get caught so flush. I don't know where his career trajectory is gonna be. It's only a matter of time, him gaining experience and me seeing it. There's a lot of shit you hear that, oh, they're working on this, you're working on that. They brought in this new trainer. He moved to Vegas and this and that. Let me see it. He doesn't have enough experience for me to, say he's like, oh yeah, this kid is gonna be the truth. And he also doesn't have enough experience where I can say, yeah, this guy's a fucking bum. Like I can't, Let's see if his chin holds up. Again, Steve Rose is a good fight. It's a good fight. And as far as you saying, who do I think is going to be the next major fighter from New York? It's not really money right now. I mean, Chris Colbert, but I'm not big on Chris Colbert, but Chris Colbert has a fight with Roger Gutierrez for the WBA strap at 130. So he may become a champion, but I'm not like super high on him. I mean, Shakur Stevenson's from the Northeast area. Shakur Stevenson, so a lot of people are high on him. He's somebody to watch out for. Who else is from New York? Yeah, there's not many people from New York. Yo, pound for pound, boxing, real news. What up, brother? Shout out to you. Yo, Joel, have you ever collaborated with Ring IQ Boxing or Punch Drunk Boxing or any other boxing channels for that matter? I collaborated with Box Talk 101, Ez Raw Podcast, and that's it. And then I've interviewed the president, the vice president, excuse me, of the Boxing Writers Association, Jake Donovan. I interviewed him. Who else have I interviewed? That's it. Yeah. But no, I hit a Punch. I DM'd him like, yo, let's do something together. Let's work. He never responded. Whatever, he's entitled to that. And Ring IQ, I never hit him up, but I've been meaning to hit him up. To be honest, the reason I haven't hit him up is because I really don't watch his shit. So I like Punch Drunk. I actually do be watching his shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me hit him up, see if he wants to do a collab. Either me be on his show or me be on him be on my show. But he never responded. So, but again, Ring IQ, I've seen his show before. I'm not gonna act like I don't know who he is. I just don't watch enough. So for me to ask him, I feel like there won't be no chemistry. At least I won't know what to expect. I don't know if he's a good dude or not. Put it like that, or not. That's a bad way to put it. But I just don't know him. I don't know him enough for me to be interested enough to have him on the podcast. I gotta watch his shit more because I heard he's Dominican. So if he's Dominican, I'm definitely supporting, man. And I would love to do relationship with Dominicans. I actually even hit up Ness from the Boxing Voice. He said he was down to do it. And also he said he was down to have me on, but he got caught up in some situations and we haven't gotten around to it. But I'm gonna hit him up soon to see when he could come on. I would love to have him on the show. Yo, real American fan. I don't know what's up with your phone, brother. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, this shit is crazy, man. Every time this dude come on. Yo, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to let you go, brother. Isn't it odd that Berlanga got that Puerto Rican flag next to his name when he was born in the States? Danny Garcia reps the U.S. flag. Yo, but the thing is, hold on. Yo, real American fan, you hear me? Yeah, whatever. I'm leaving you in the background. Now the thing is, yo, listen. I was born in America, and I'm a proud American. I'm very proud to be an American. I love this country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. But my parents are Dominican, and I represent them, so, and they represent me of who I am. So I feel like I'm just as Dominican as I am American. That's just the way I feel. So Edgar Berlanga, I believe his parents were born in Puerto Rico. So he feels the same way. That's how he feels. He feels he's an American, but he also feels he's a Puerto Rican. He wants to rep the Puerto Ricans and show his flag and stuff like that. He's not doing it for just the promotion. He really is Puerto Rican. He really does feel prideful of being Puerto Rican. The same thing with Danny Garcia. They both proud Puerto Ricans. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I rocks with Colbert. He a real dude. Nah, I love Colbert. I love Colbert the person. I wish not, but he's from Brooklyn. You don't think I want him to succeed? He talks major shit. I love fighters who talk shit. He's the best. I'm putting it out there. He's the best trash talker in all of boxing right now. In all of boxing right now, Chris Colbert is the best trash talker. I just don't think he's the best fighter. I don't think he beats Valdez. I don't think he beats Burchell. I don't think he beats Shakur. And let's see if he beats this Gutierrez guy. But I fuck with Colbert. Colbert, definitely I fuck Colbert. The best boxing YouTube channels from New York, Maestro, A Boxing, Ring IQ are solid. I just stumbled on your channel. Yeah, I'm from New York, bro. Subscribe, man. Yo, I appreciate you showing up, man. I usually don't be going on at this time. I usually go on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of times that's late for people. So a lot of people have been asking me like, yo, could you do it earlier? Can you do it earlier? Can you do it earlier? And I'm like, all right, one day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go to the gym early tomorrow, shower, be dressed, and then do a stream early in the day and see how I like it. And I'm kind of liking it. I'm having more people come to this one. I might do both. But yeah. Yo, Joel, you ever do a show in a barbershop somewhere uptown? Because they actually discuss a lot of boxing in those spots. Nah, I don't. But my man Lefty, my man from the Bronx, man, this is one of my good friends. He's a big boxing fan. He be out there repping me, man, showing everybody my channel. Shout out to Lefty. So yeah, I don't know if he I remember one time he FaceTimed me. He was in a barbershop arguing boxing. He was like, y'all need to talk to my man. My man, he got a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely showing me love in the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx. But as far as Washington Heights, I don't know any barbershop discussing boxing. I have no connections to nobody but I don't know if when you said uptown, you meant the Bronx. But the Bronx, they definitely showing me love. Shout out to the Bronx. Berlanga is trying to connect with the Puerto Rican fan base from Puerto Rico. I know Puerto Ricans appreciate that. But that's the thing. He is Puerto Rican. He's not trying. He's just representing his country. It makes it him showing his Puerto Rican flag is no different than Canelo showing his Mexican flag. That's how it is in New York. You rep where your family's from. If your family is Puerto Rican, you Puerto Rican. If your family's Dominican, you Dominican, whether you was born in America or not. That's just how it is in New York. So you get what I'm saying? Like, now he's not putting up a front. Let's not put that on Berlanga. Berlanga even speaks a little Spanish. He's not fluent, but he speaks Spanish. After his big win, he went to Puerto Rico, was taking pictures with kids in the hood, like in the real hoods. He met with Felix Trinidad, like. You know what I'm saying? He's really out there putting in that work. He's putting in that leg work. He's definitely putting in that leg work. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why people? So let me get this straight. People once if you're born in America, you can't rep where your family's from. I don't get it. I'm asking. I'm not even criticizing. I'm more asking. Because I feel I have a connection with my people from DR. When I root for DR in the World Baseball Classic. I'm Dominican. I'm American. I was born in America, but when it comes to the World Baseball Classic, I was rooting for Team DR. You know what I'm saying? I was at the game when Nelson Cruz hit a 3-run home run to fucking tie the game when we were down like 5-1 in Miami. So like I'm a big baseball fan, but I don't know. I could be a proud American and also be proud of my family, and that's what Edgar Berlanga is doing. That's what Edgar Berlanga is doing. But yo, the topics of the day. What do y'all? Yo, is Khan versus Brook overcooked? That shit is done. B. I'm gonna watch, but I have no interest, no like anticipation. Like, oh my god, I can't wait for this fight. I have that date circled. I'm gonna make sure to put my phone on do not disturb. It's like, nah, this isn't one of those fights. This is a fight like if something comes up, I may watch the replay afterwards. Like I may not have to watch it live. That shit is way overcooked, man. Steve Rose might beat Berlanga. All right, hey, maybe we'll see. I'm Cuban, and if I'm in the Olympics, my flag next to my name is America. Obviously, I'm Cuban. Nah, I get it. Hey, man, you entitled to your feelings, but you can't discredit somebody how they feel about their nationality and their heritage and their culture. You can't put your values on somebody else. It just don't work that way, bro. Hell yeah, it's overcooked. It's more reality TV type of entertainment than it's a championship fight. Championship boxing. Yeah, I agree. Steve Rose is a part-time plumber. Berlanga can't lose to him. Nah, I mean Steve Rose is I agree. Berlanga should be him, but Steve Rose isn't somebody that's just like, this guy is a nobody. Like this dude is straight up garbage. Like he's not that. He's somebody that would push a prospect. He's somebody that's gonna give rounds. He's somebody that's a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? He isn't, like somebody, like, oh, he's just a guy you fight on the come up. You actually know Steve Rose. You actually seen 2-3 fights of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Let's not make it out like he's fighting a complete bum. Edgar Berlanga is a good fighter, man. Like, come on, man. Steve Rose gonna get rolled on the floor after Berlanga lands that right hand. Hey, man, I know Berlanga could crack, man. Yo, I got my ears to the street here in Brooklyn, and the dudes who know him and know me, they tell me like, yo, I was at the gym, man. He was dropping dudes. Yo, I was at the gym and I was hearing the bag, and it was just, you could hear the leather from across the street, and it's like his name buzzing, his power buzzing in Brooklyn. Trust me. And I'm not just saying that like, oh, I'm a super insider, because in New York boxing isn't like that. Like not everybody, like everybody who even becomes a superstar is humble. Even Zab Judah was humble out here. So, Berlanga, he trains at these gyms and the word gets out, man. He's cracking dudes. Well, not of late. I'm just saying, like in the past, like when he's been training out here, I've heard that since he was an amateur. I've heard that. Yo, there's this Puerto Rican kid dropping dudes. Berlanga. I'm like, all right, we'll see how he does in the pros. Oh, yo, remember that dude I told you about? He scored a first round knockout in his pro debut. Oh shit, good. Then I just kept hearing about him scoring first round knockouts. I've been hearing about Edgar Berlanga. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Did you see Gary Russell came in a half a pound overweight? I did not. I've been live. Listen, I was in the gym this morning. Then I came home. I ate something real quick, showered, and then I came live. I kind of didn't read any articles. So, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I told you, yo, I picked Magsayo. I picked Magsayo to win. And that definitely is my pick is looking good. I threw $50 on the decision, $50 on a knockout. I got some odds for that. We'll see what happens. Berlanga struggled his last fight. He did struggle, but you got to remember that guy's eye was like, he was like this. Yo, I thought I won the fight. Yo, his eye was swollen. That dude was tough, man. He fought a really tough guy. A lot of people either would have been stopped. The doctor, the trainer would have stopped it. The doctor would have stopped it, or the fighter would have quit. but this guy kept coming. So let's not discount the fact that he fought a tough dude. He fought some. Would you ever get an interview from Berlanga at his gym? Yeah, I will. I will. All that's coming. It's just a matter of coordinating. Because the thing is, I don't know Edgar Berlanga, so we just know a lot of the same people. So the people I want to understand, to introduce us and set it up, they've been busy. They've been going through a lot of stuff. So I'm like, once y'all you settle your situation, just make the introduction. I'll go to his gym. Honestly, I got a lot of dope shit planned out. Trust me, y'all gonna be really impressed with my channel. Once, like, I want to say in the next few months, you're gonna be like, damn, like I was not expecting this much content. I'm really gonna change the fucking game. Berlanga has to fight in the Barclays Center. Yeah, I mean, yo, it's crazy. PBC used to throw a fight at the Barclays Center like once every month or some shit. It was crazy. That was a moment in time in Brooklyn history. You either were there or wasn't. Yo, it was fights like every week. We even got Zab Judah, Paulie Malignaggi, two Brooklyn dudes. I was there live for that fight. It was Wilder fought a bunch there. Porter fought Thurman. Garcia knocked out Eric Morales. Garcia fought Sean Porter. It was like a lot of fights happened at the Barclays Center. I don't know what happened. I really, really don't know what happened there. Why they stopped bringing those good ass fights there. You see that sparring footage of Lubin and Berlanga? I did. That's why I said I like Berlanga. I just question his chin. That's the only thing I'd say about him. And it could just be, you don't know what was going on in that situation. As far as him getting dropped. He could have been going through some trouble. He could have been working on something. He could have had a stomach ache. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing about that sparring session. So, but it is something you do take a mental note about. You're like, does he have chin problems? He got up and finished the fight with a torn bicep and after getting dropped. So, I mean, got to respect that. He has an hour to cut half a pound or he might get stripped. I hope Russell makes the weight. Yeah, man, because he's already the longest reigning champion currently right now. He's fought like fucking 3 times, but he's like the longest reigning champion currently. So I would hate to see him lose it on the scale. I would either want him to lose it like in the ring against Maxayo, or lose it like or not lose it or defend it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, y'all knew that Gary Russell isn't the the longest. I look, damn, that's crazy. I literally just said that. Gary really likes to fight a mandatory once a year, make a quick million, then wait in another entire year. I don't know, man. I don't know. Delete your channel. All right, good for you, buddy. Niggas be corny, man. Yo, all I ask, if you gonna troll me, all I ask is for you to call in. That's it. That's all I ask. If I ever say something you disagree with, a lot of time motherfuckers just want to call just to say what's up, and that's cool. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. But if y'all ever disagree with me, can y'all please call in? Because this trolling shit is corny, man. Like, I don't know. I come on here to discuss boxing. You know what I'm saying? So if motherfuckers want to debate, I'm cool. I'm with all the smoke. Let's have fun with it. Don't just write something in the chat and then get addressed and not say anything more and not call in. Like, that's corny. Whatever. Anyways, let's talk about Philip. What about Ryan Garcia versus Tevin Farmer? That's an interesting fight. I'm surprised Ryan Garcia is even considering that fight. Tevin Farmer is not only a former champion, he's also a style that even Tank Davis avoided. Tank Davis was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that one. And he wasn't scared of him at all. He was like, hold on. Who you talk about cherry picking? Who you talk about cherry picking? 130-pound fighter coming off a loss and a layoff. Who you talking about? You talking about Gary Russell? I'm lost. I'm sorry. Anyways, oh, you talking about Tevin Farmer? I'm a fucking idiot. You lost my train of thought. You lost my train of thought. My bad. Tevin Farmer, yeah. I mean, the thing is with I agree that he's coming off a layoff. He's a smaller fighter. He's coming off a loss. But he's a tricky guy, man. Like I don't see why that he would put himself in that position. Why would you put yourself in that position of uh why would you put yourself in that position of getting outboxed by a boxer, like in a possibly boring fight where you lose steam? Fight somebody who's gonna come at you, who you can knock out. Because Tevin Farmer, you may handle him easy, but it may be a sloppy fight, and you may not knock him out. As opposed to if you fight somebody like Isaac Cruz, who's gonna come at you, you can knock this motherfucker out and make a statement. Especially when Tank Davis went to decision with him and didn't drop him. And at no point I think even hurt him, if we're being honest. Like, do we remember him getting hurt? I don't. The effects of inactivity is finally starting to surface for Gary Russell. I see him as a favorite against Maxayo, but he has a built-in excuse case of an upset. Yeah, I mean, he did say his arm was hurt. I mean, not his, he there's rumors that his arm is hurt. But he did say that he's coming into the fight hurt. And then he did say that his father's foot was amputated, who was his trainer, and how he's been training himself. And we've seen him work the corner of his brothers, so he's training his brothers. So he's like spreading himself thin, man. I don't know, man. This dude corny, man. Ryan is KO and Tevin. Nah, I don't doubt. I can definitely see that happen. I'm just saying that's a very uncomfortable fight for Ryan Garcia that he doesn't need. He doesn't need that. I mean, but then again, that's a good fight for him to get ready for Tank Davis. A slick southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not a bad idea. You're gonna have to, spar slick southpaws throughout your training camp, and then fight a slick southpaw, and then maybe after that you can get the Tank fight for big money. Cruz team didn't want the Ryan fight for some reason. Yeah, they said that they wanted a clause where if Ryan Garcia pulls out for any reason, that they still get paid a certain amount of money. I don't know. And Ryan Garcia didn't agree with it. But I understand their point of view, man. I really do. How the fuck you pull out so many fights and expect there not to be a consequence on your reputation? Like, you have the reputation of being a pullout. So since you have that reputation, you're gonna have to pay to make me feel comfortable. Make me feel comfortable going through this deal, going through this training camp. And the way I would feel comfortable is knowing that even if you pulled out, I'm gonna get a check out of this, because you're known for being a person who gets pulls out. And I'm not trying to have that on my conscience. I'm not trying to have that, wearing me into the ring, whether you pull out and I'm not gonna get a check. You know what I'm saying? So he wants protection. He wants protection for his, his hard work. He wants insurance, basically is what he's saying. Put insurance on yourself. And that would be you having to pay me $200,000 if you pull up. You get what I'm saying? Cruz is 5'2", 60-inch reach. He knows Ryan being 5'11", 70-inch reach will KO him at range. Now, I agree. He knocks that dude out. The thing is, you can't just run in on Ryan. I realize that. You can't just run in on Ryan. He'll knock you out. His left hook is so fast, you won't see it coming. That's the thing. Tevin has no power, 6 KOs and 30 wins. No, and that's why I never mentioned him knocking Ryan out. What I mentioned is the possibility of him making it an ugly fight, him outboxing Ryan Garcia. Do you like the Andre Johnny Beck fight? They postponed the purse bid. I hate that fucking fight. Nobody wants to see that fight. That dude is a nobody, man. Like, come on, man. I want to see Andre Munguia, Andre Charlo, Andre Triple G, Andre Murata, you know, Andre Canelo, Andre Benavidez. These are the fights I want to see. I don't want to see him against fucking Johnny Beck. This guy's already been a champion for how long, and we haven't seen him in a legit fight? It's like, damn, man. Like, damn, man. I don't know. Johnny Beck is an elite amateur 11-0. I don't know. I seen him fight against Endom, and man, that shit was boring as fuck. I'm like, damn, they took you that long to get Endom out? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I ain't like that performance from him. On Andrade versus Charlo unification is more intriguing matchup than either of them against Canelo. I agree. They need to prove themselves to Canelo. And it's I hate that the fact that the bit, like, I'm always on chicken talk. That's a talking space on Twitter. And honestly, they taught me the business. I always knew I knew boxing, but they have taught me the business. And in boxing, if the business doesn't make sense for one of the sides to work with the other sides, the fights don't get made. The fights don't get made. And they figure, like, all right, I already got these two champions. Instead of me making them fight one another, then I only have one. Let me just wait them out while then Canelo can fight one champion. And if he loses, I still have another one to send to him. And it's like, come on, man. Like, that's what they're doing at PBC. That's why David Benavidez and Charlo haven't happened. That's why Charlo and Andrade hasn't happened. That's why none of these fights have happened, because they just want to wait out Canelo. Hopefully, they want payday. They want payday. Like, bro, it's fucking disgusting, man. It's one thing I hate about this era, man. 32-0 versus 11-0. Someone's has got to go. Andrade, best opponent since 33-0 Vanes. I don't know, man. I didn't like what I saw in that fight. Put it like that. He didn't show me anything that what's his name? Andrade should be concerned about. He didn't show me anything where I'm like, wow, like that right hand, man, the way he goes to that body, he didn't show me anything. Now, can he surprise me? Yeah, sure, maybe. But surprise me. This is more something that you need to prove to me. Prove to me you that dude. Prove to me you was an elite amateur and that you could pull this off. Because remember, Andre was in the World Championship games, and I believe he won gold medal in the World Championship game. And a gold medal in the World Championship game is probably just as valuable as a gold medal in the Olympics, because all the same fighters that fight in the World Championships fight in the Olympics. He won gold, so he's an accomplished amateur too. Like, don't disrespect Andrade's amateur pedigree as well. I got Andrade winning a close 8-4 contest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about 8-4, man. I don't know. I see this guy boxing circles around him, to be honest with you. But whatever. But all right, guys, that's my show. I just wanted to come on. I did like coming on at this time. It was fun. You guys definitely participated. I got a lot more viewers here than I usually do on a Wednesday. So maybe this is my thing. Maybe I'll do Fridays on at 12, every Friday at 12. Let's see if you guys like this more. I'll put up a poll probably later on today. Hold on. I answered this last question. Benavidez versus Plant is better happen before either of them versus Charlo. Benavidez and Plant are genuine rivals. I agree, man. There's a fucking storyline with that fight. Jose Benavidez, the brother of David Benavidez, got into like a gym brawl with Caleb Plant. It was a very intense situation, and they could play that up to promote the fight. I just wish that fucking David Benavidez never missed weight and never got popped for fucking sniffing coke. I just wish that those two things never happened, because we probably would have got the fight. We probably would have got the unification fight before Caleb Plant fought Canelo. But all right, guys, that's my live. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys Wednesday, and maybe I'll do this every Friday as well. I'll see. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.